Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Candidly with Coffee.
Welcome back.
We're back in the pod.
Yep, just like that.
Yep, and I've got Charles here next to me in his little comfort cone, you guys. We did go ahead and did the little snipperoonie on Friday.
Yeah, you got the snip.
Yep, and he's been a little boo-hooey, but it kind of instantly corrected the problem, the craziness.
Yes, it did. He's way calm.
Oh,
Part of it, he's doped up too.
Well, I know, but I mean in terms of him trying to get to Phoebe.
Yeah.
Like it's better. Last night, I would say the first night, Friday night, I still didn't sleep good because he was in pain and kind of whimpering, kept me up. But last night I slept really good.
How long? Do you know?
I don't know. I didn't put my watch on, so I'm not sure how long. But I did take that Delta 8 gummy from Delta North.
Oh, you were out cold.
I felt the heaviness again. It felt so good.
Right? Just deep. Probably slept real good. Probably deep.
Deep.
Because, your body's going to catch up.
It felt deep. My legs felt like wobbly this morning. Yeah.
Like cement shoes?
Yeah, it did. And I slept in because I didn't wake up until 6:22. That's late for me.
But that's on a Sunday.
And the dogs woke me up. I would have slept longer.
And 6:22, people don't even get up on a regular that early.
I know.
This is on a Sunday.
I know.
But it's because our bodies, it just wants to get up. What can you do? You're going to just stay laying there for hours?
No, I don't want to. I like
Me
it.
neither.
I like to keep this. I like a little later, maybe like 6 or 7 at the latest 7. 7 feels late.
Yeah, it does.
For the weekend. But, and then the weekday, anytime between 5 and 6. But after 6 feels late on the weekday. Definitely. That would be a late day for me. But so Charles got his little snipperoonie done. So I was doing a little research into like what behavioral changes could I expect or might I be able to expect.
Yeah.
Some people say, oh, it doesn't do anything. That's impossible because when you suddenly it basically messes with your hormones. Yes. There are changes associated with that. It's just dummies that say nothing happens. Yes. If you stop drastically, eliminate testosterone production, it's going to impact him.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to be prepared for it.
Yes.
So it does, they gain weight just like humans, right? Why do they gain weight though? Just because testosterone is gone? No, it's because they will be less active, less rambunctious, which is a good thing, right?
Like men, low testosterone, weight gain. Isn't that funny how it's associated?
Because you're lower energy. Mm-hmm. It also is going to reduce or eliminate that sexual urge behavior, right?
Yes, the urge to procreate.
Yeah, so that's away.
Gone. Yes.
Marking becomes improved, if not completely goes away, because a lot of times the male dog marks territory in the presence of female dogs to say like, hey, this is my territory. The females in this territory are mine. So it's supposed to have a lot of like good impacts. I'm just going to be really in tune with it. Obviously, we've had other dogs. I don't know. Is it called neutering for boy dogs?
Neutering.
I think it's different I think it's spayed for females and neuter for boys. I think. I don't know. But we've had other dogs, but we did it so early and their behaviors weren't struggling with behaviors. Charles struggles with anxiety.
Yes, he does.
A little bit of aggression and marking. So it'll be interesting to see if that stuff.
Oh, it'll be a blessing. Are you kidding me? Especially the wonderful marking. Like he's too old to be marking.
I know. I already feel like it's going to be better. I just feel like it's going to be one of those things like, why didn't I do this sooner? Like it's going to improve
why did we wait
so
this
many
long?
Aspects of his behavior. And also, while I'm on that topic, we had a little bit of a, we've talked about it before, a little scuffle with the vet. And just a reminder again, advocate for what you are the paying customer. You get what you want. Just
scuffle
remember that.
Meaning verbal. Not physical.
Yeah, but because scuffle, verbal scuffle. Not really, but it was already, they already know us there, so I think they kind of like didn't push it.
Disagreements.
Because they came out with the estimate and they give you that big ass plastic cone. It's $37.
Yes.
And we don't use them. We know this. We've had enough dogs that it's painful for them. They hit the walls. They can't eat. It gets stinky and dirty.
It blocks their vision. The cone.
They
this
can't
one,
see,
this one he could see.
Yeah, well, I'll get to that.
Yeah.
You jumping the gun here.
They
become disoriented. So
get
I
dirty,
told them,
stinky when they eat, if they slobber, anything. It just gets,
gross.
it gets
They
nasty.
can't get to their food bowl.
Yes.
But obviously there's a purpose for it, is to keep them from, getting to their injury. So I knew in advance that, okay, I'm going to go on Amazon and I'm going to find something for him and I'm going to take it there because I don't want that plastic one. Again, it's not the cost, but still, yeah, $34.
Kind of for a plastic cone that's going to get thrown away like in a week.
So I brought in my comfort cone that he's wearing that works beautifully, by the way. He actually likes it and is comfortable. Uses it as a pillow.
Yep.
But I brought it in and they came out saying, oh, the doctor doesn't really think this is going to work because he's going to still get to it. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't want that one. We're not going to use it. Take it off the bill.
You know what I can't wait to do? Next time we see him for whatever appointments, when Charles is fixed, say he has to go shots 6 months from now, whatever. And we go, hey, by the way, that one worked just fine. Yeah. He loved it. By the way.
So we told the girl... So we told her, like, we're not going to, this is the assistant. We're not going to use that one. Take it off the bill. Here's the one. The doctor was like, I don't like it. I'm like, well, I don't care. That's the one we're using,
Yes.
And then when we went to pick him up, they tried one more time. They're like, well, he's kind of getting to it. It's not really working that good. And they still left the charge on the bill for the plastic one. I said, listen, I'll handle it. I will make sure he doesn't get to it. Take the plastic one off. We're using the one I brought.
Yes, credit.
You have to be like.
Yes. It's
well,
our dog.
What,
we know our dog. We know what we're doing. This isn't our first rodeo. We know how to raise animals.
He is fine. He has not tried to get to his incision at all.
No.
He couldn't get to it even if he tried because it's a huge saucer. It's like a pillow thing. I'll pop up a picture of him with it on.
Yeah, and he looks comfortable
YouTube.
too.
And he's comfortable. He's able to get comfortable. He maneuvers it so that he could lie down on it. It's not miserable. He's not trying to take it off. He seems totally fine with it. It was $22 cheaper. Just remember that it is your right to see an itemized invoice at a vet, and you can question things. You don't have to just say yes to all the things that they want to give you.
Yep.
Because a lot of times it's just a waste.
They're becoming like, and I hate to say this, but they're becoming like hospitals. Like they're trying to upsell you now. Like, I get it. It's a business. You have to make money, survive, feed your family, pay your bills, your employees. But the same thing, don't forget you veterinarians out there. You do it for the love of the animals.
Yeah.
Stop trying to be salespeople. You're not.
Yeah, I just feel like
you need it. I get it.
It's
for
fine,
sure.
But we didn't like. I'm not going to use it. I don't want that. Well, we just had Rocky, our Frenchie, had a procedure on his ear a few months back, and that cone he came home with was twice the size of him. It came out like this far, and he was banging into things. We took it off, and we got him a different one. Remember?
Yeah. Yep. We got him something similar to his.
Like for him we got him like an inflatable one or whatever.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Anyways, just a reminder, you guys, you're the boss when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yes.
You call the shots. I had to kind of like flex my attitude a little bit.
Wait a minute.
Again.
Am I the owner or are you the owner? Do you raise this dog or do I raise this dog? Do I know my dog
Right.
better than you know my dog? Because
it's not like he's not. So like they don't understand. Like, okay, maybe if he wasn't going to be in under 24-hour care from a person, it's not like I'm going to bring him home, stick him in a crate and go to work, leave the house. I don't leave the house to work. So I'm with him so I can see, okay, is he trying to get to it? He sleeps with me in the bed and he hasn't tried to get to it at all.
No.
Not at all. I don't
He's
think
good.
he could even reach it, to be honest, but he hasn't tried, so I don't even know. Anyways, okay, we did definitely get some more reviews, so I just want to thank those people who are... I'm just so grateful. I can't believe, all these little reviews are coming in, you guys. It's so awesome. So, thank you guys. I'm buying a lot of coffee this week.
Thank you,
because
guys.
of my appreciation.
And gals, everybody, thank you.
Hold on here. A Manaka... Looks like Levi1222 and LilyLou2322. Please send me an email, Jeanine at JanineEscobar.com. I would like to treat you guys to coffee. Thank you so much for leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts because it really does help. It really, really does.
Yes, it
okay.
does.
Another
Thank
thing
you.
I wanted to point out, we talked about last week. Again, now this will be the third episode we're bringing it up, but it's because someone commented and it was a good comment. But we talked about, the use of words and slurs and offending people and things like that in a couple episodes now. And I mentioned on the last episode that, it could be a little tricky for people sometimes. And I do feel like you got to give grace. You can't just cancel somebody the minute they say something inappropriate. Because sometimes you got to think about how they were raised and things can, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You can, like we were talking about how the R word was a playground term back then.
It was.
And cooties. Remember cooties?
Yes.
You have cooties. That would be so not acceptable now. But back in the 80s and 90s, we said cooties all the time. If you touch someone, ooh, you have the cootie.
Yes,
Can you imagine? That would be like,
yes,
the school would get shut down if something like there was a cooties game going on. We did cooties. We played the game.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you have cooties. Who has the cooties? This person has cooties.
I know.
I don't know. It's so stupid. Do you remember cooties? Do you remember it? Did you guys do cooties?
Yes. Yes.
Anyways, but someone left a comment on it saying it's just so true. You know what I mean? Like, someone said, we grew up in a different way than now. We used a lot of words that weren't used to offend or hurt anyone. It was normal wordage, right or wrong, just facts. Sometimes those words were used in friendly ways with loved ones. It's like you can't, and I'm not going to read the whole comment, but it was a great comment. Lover of the Truth actually commented on it. And it's something I say often. It doesn't excuse people that grew up a certain way to continue to use things that are offensive. But you have to give some grace in understanding that things change and maybe someone is out of the loop. Just like we mentioned the word capping. How it changed. That literally the meaning of the word cap has changed.
Yep.
When we were young, it means you were joking with someone? Or kind of derogatory jokes towards them.
Yes.
You were making fun of them.
Yes.
Capping.
You're capping. Yep.
And now capping means you're saying something that's not correct.
Let's stop the cap.
It's like you're lying.
Stop the cap.
So things change, and you got to understand. You got to sometimes put yourself in perspective. A lot of times too, when older people, they'll say, my dad will say something sometimes. I'm like, Dad, you know what? That's like, you can't say that, but you can't think like, oh my God, I'm going to cancel my dad. I can't believe he's, would say something like that. It's like, no, you don't understand. Like, you got to give people some grace sometimes.
Some errors, man, I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of people ain't going to agree, but them older errors are built different, tough.
Things were different.
Tough.
Hey, look.
They come from different tough errors, man.
But we also have a different lens now. Okay, yes. I want you guys to do a little challenge. If you think like this isn't making sense, like some words were acceptable back then and were used, and now not so much, watch old movies. Watch some of your favorite 80s movies.
Yes, it'll blow your mind.
There is so many things that would not fly in today's day and
I'm
age.
surprised people haven't come after those old movies to counsel them.
I think they have some. But you can't do that.
No, you can't do that. Sorry.
You can't take something out of the time period and run it through the lens of the current time period and make it has to be perfect. It does not work that way.
No.
You cannot do that. And the scary thing is, what I feel bad about is for people now who are teenagers growing up in this world with Twitter, with videos of everything, with everything they're doing. Because if those videos live on forever, and when you try to play those videos 20, 30 years from now through the lens of whatever's going on in the world at that time, they have to answer for things they did when they're 10, 12, 13 years old. Scary.
Yep.
I certainly wouldn't want to have videos of me playing, and who knows? I have no idea.
And saying something stupid.
Yeah, who knows?
You don't mean you're just
game.
you're playing games, but something's coming out and they come after you. Yes.
And so, it's scary. It's scary times because nobody's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
And you can't do that. You can't take a movie from like 1982 and watch it now. Like, weren't we watching something recently and we're like, oh my gosh, that would not fly.
I forgot what it was.
It was like multiple different things were said that it was like, whoa, that would like not be.
Well, Tropic Thunder's one of them.
That would not be
offensive movie.
Yeah, so just something to keep in mind. I don't like I said, there's there's a difference between being totally aware of what you're doing and purposely intending to offend, hurt someone. And then there is also literally not being aware, like not even realizing that that's no longer appropriate to say or.
Yeah. You know, what's crazy for me is I grew up around everything growing up in San Francisco.
Yeah.
All the cultures.
Yeah.
I got to experience it all.
Very mixed bag over there.
Huh?
A lot of everything.
Yes, a lot of everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, you got to accept people for who they are.
Well, me too, though. I grew up, but a lot of people didn't, though.
Yeah, they don't have that. So it's hard for them.
It's harder.
Harder to accept certain things. And some people just are never going to accept change. And you have to be okay with that, too. There's some old school people, our age group and older, are not going to succumb to today's times. They feel like it's soft and that's not them. They're not going to do it. Yeah. That's just the way they are. They're not going to dummy themselves down. Different. And that's just the way they are.
I don't know. That's why I've never liked to be, I don't like to be a debater. I don't want to like try to convince people to see things my way. No. I just figure if adults have their own views on things, like I'm not going to be the one to change someone's views on things. No. That's your view. That's the problem people do nowadays. I've got my own views on things, and that's what, I don't know. To me, debating with people or trying to convince them to see things your way is exhausting.
It is. I'm not getting a prize at the end of this.
Yeah.
What's the end goal? I won the argument. Ooh, I convinced you that my way is the right way, or you convinced me. No. That's just the way it's got to be. You can't go back in time and erase things and be like, oh, this was this way, this was that way. It is what it is. That's part of our history. Sorry. You got to accept it. That's it. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to totally unrelated, but I got a comment yesterday on one of my YouTube videos. It was a YouTube short, so it was kind of like a reel or a TikTok type video. It was a full day of eating, just me showing my meals, which I do a lot of those just because what the perspective I'm trying to give people is I'll say, okay, this is a full day of eating at 1,600 calories. So it gives people an idea of this is what you can fit into 1,600 calories. That's the concept of those types of videos. Someone commented going, this video is worthless. What good is this if you don't give us the recipes for every single meal?
She wanted the secret sauceola, huh?
But it's kind of like, first of all, I do give recipes a lot. But it was like, okay, like...
So she wanted you to break the macros down for her?
She wanted recipes and ingredients and instructions on how to make things because what good is the video? It's worthless. And it just cracked me up because I cannot stand people who are so entitled. Like, right. Why do... And I owe you recipes of what I eat every day for... Why exactly? Yeah. Why do I owe you that?
Yeah.
Like, if I give that information, you're, fortunate to get it. But I don't owe it to anybody.
Exactly.
Except, are you my client? Like last I checked, that's meal plans and macros. That's for paying clients.
Yes.
And you aren't a paying client.
So. Yes. You don't go to work for free, do you? But there you go.
It just...
my wife don't work for free either.
It cracks me up, though, that people feel so entitled.
Yes.
To, like, they think that people... Let's call them creators, right? That's what we are. That's what I am, right? A creator, social media.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Creators don't owe anybody anything.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, what makes you like, because that same person who wants the creator to give them the secret sauce, they will also do everything they can not to click on that person's link. Because God forbid that creator gets a little tiny bit of commission from that click.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like haters.
Yep.
There's people out there, they watch people to get the tips. They want all of the secret sauce, but they don't want to support the creator. They'll do whatever they'll, like in a video, like if I talk about whatever outfit or something and I'll say it's in my Amazon storefront, people will be in the comments, well, what's the brand so I can look it up? And someone will say like, oh, she doesn't say the brand because she wants you to click on her storefront. Like, listen, the $1.88 I get from your click or whatever from buying the sweats in my store, it's not paying my bills. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's not why, but people are just so ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Stop. People need to stop worrying about people's business.
But that's what you...
Don't be a hater. You know what I'm saying?
But they don't understand that takes time. I don't think... It's not easy to just like put videos together and try on outfits, and it takes time. It's a job.
Unfortunately, the warped mentals out there in social media, people think like it's easy. They think so quick and rapid. They think like just slap it together. It doesn't take editing, and bam, you take a video and it's done. There's editing behind it. You probably have to do a few takes, a few different angles. It takes time.
I mean, it does. It takes time. I'm not going to say it's like, oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
No, it's great. But it's the mentality of people that like are so, they watch you because they want to see what you're buying, what you're wearing, but then they're angry at you because for making money from them.
They're trying to make a living out of it.
Yeah, like I don't understand that disconnect.
Like, so let's flip this coin. Should people be angry that you go to work every day and punch the clock? How would you feel? Oh, you're going to work. What are you going to work for? Why are you punching the... Don't support that person. They go to work every day.
Yeah. It's like, the same thing.
Don't support them. Don't be their friend because they go to work every day.
Like if you work at Starbucks, it's like, oh, don't go to Starbucks because Susie Q works at Starbucks.
Yeah.
It's just like, it makes no sense.
Something about her I don't like.
Now, here's the thing, too. And I as a creator, I also am influenced by like other people on social media. And I will make it a point to make sure I'm... Because then the influenced becomes the influencer becomes the influencee. It's kind of like a domino effect, right? So like if I see something, ooh, I like that, I will use that person's link to purchase it and try it for myself. Then if I like it enough to share it with my audience, then I will then have a link to share to my audience. You know what I mean? But I supported the person I got the idea from. So it's like domino effect. But anyways, it's just... entitlement in this day and age, it's craziness.
To another extreme, right?
It's crazy. Or when people, my biggest pet peeve when it comes to that is when people can't even take the time to actually formulate a question. They'll just put a word. So like if I put something, they'll be like recipe ! Like, okay.
Who are you? Yeah.
Yeah. Like not, hey, I saw this. Would you mind giving me the recipe? Oh, actually, sure. I actually did a separate video just on the recipe for this. Here's the link. Right?
Yep.
But recipe, ... The
way they bark.
Macros. Like just one word.
Like, come here, hurry up, snap.
Like they can't even have the time to formulate a complete question.
You need to have a comeback for that. Like
therefore, but they want me to stop. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and like go to my Rolodex and type this recipe out for you.
Yes.
Because you asked for it with one word.
You demanded it, one word, exclamation mark. How about no? How about that?
How about no? What's that? Is that Dr. Evil? How about no?
Yeah. No.
I think so. I think that's from the Dr. Evil movie. I mean, Austin Powers. But anyways, okay. Moving on. Hot coffee topic. Cheers to the hot coffee. I don't have hot coffee.
Damn liar. You better stop fronting. That's not hot. Coffee.
My hot
you got ice in there.
Is iced coffee.
Yeah. It's coffee. Careful.
I'm a damn liar, huh? You know what? Hot coffee lately has been giving me stomach ache. Tyler said it's because the hot coffee is more acidic.
True.
So anyways, cold coffee has been good for me.
Isn't that weird how something changed the temperature of something?
Yeah, it changes the chemical makeup of it. Because that is
true.
Okay, but the hot coffee, cold coffee topic is Kim K's stalker made it onto her property, Kim Kardashian, and was arrested.
Get the hell out of
here. So she had a stalker who had been trying to get to her.
Oh, man, these poor girls.
Okay, trying to get to her, sending her weird things, had gotten on her property a few times. She had been given a temporary restraining order. I think now that he's been arrested, she'll probably be able to get a permanent restraining order. He was on the property, so he was not at her home, but he got beyond the gated community and got into the gated community.
Oh, that's easy. It's not hard to do.
No, they have like armed guards and stuff.
Like that?
Their community is probably a little more
policed.
Yeah. It's not like your apartment complex or something, babe. Come on.
No, I know that.
You remember they had those like watchtowers? We drove through Calabasas and on that area.
Yeah, but there's ways around that. He had to hop a fence for sure.
But anyways, he was arrested. It just made me think about those restraining orders and stuff are almost like worthless for these stalkers. Because what's it going to do?
Nothing.
They keep letting them out because they break minor laws.
Especially in California. They're not going to hold them.
And
they don't take them serious enough, stalkers, unfortunately. They don't take them. It's like a slap on the wrist. These are dangerous people. They don't look at it that way. They're crazy. You should look at it like they're dangerous people. They're gonna kill that dude's gonna kill her eventually.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of like people who have been killed by their stalker over the years. You know, they
celebrities.
They don't know exactly why, but they said celebrities are killed by fans. Like fans, stalkers, fans, like, or super fans. They become stalkers.
Yes.
But like John Lennon, it was a fan. Gianni Versace.
Stalker fan.
How about Selena? It was a fan. It was the captain of her fan club or something.
Who actually got a job with her, who was the captain of her fan club.
She was the one who was like running the fan club.
And when confronted about all the money missing.
But it's just weird. So let's see. Man. So the stalker becomes obsessed after a brief encounter or something he sees in the media. He engages in a pattern of behavior in an attempt to make the celebrity aware of his existence. The person believes that if the presence is known to the victim, they can have a relationship. So it's like they're trying to get them to notice them, because they think like, oh, if they finally notice me, then didn't Keanu Reeves who had a weird stalker who thinks he's related to Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
He left a DNA kit, literally.
Yeah.
So stalkers are crazy. Like, they do some crazy stuff.
They're
and you know what?
They're out there. Their mind ain't in the right place. They're dangerous. That's what I'm saying. Society doesn't view them as that. The law doesn't view them. They're dangerous people, man.
So the people that demonstrate this form of stalking behavior are likely to have mental disorders, schizophrenia, paranoia. Mm-hmm. Individuals that are love-obsessional stalkers often convince themselves that they are, in fact, in a relationship with their obsession. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, and it says here, younger people who are still establishing their identities are more susceptible to becoming like celebrity obsessed. And if you think about it, think about like young people, how they get super obsessed with like, because you're like, those emotions are new, like hormones and stuff. Like, I remember I loved New Kids on the Block. Like, I loved them. I loved them so much.
Don't worry, you're not the only one. Many girls loved.
I loved them.
We didn't like them so much, but a lot of the women, yes, they were crazy.
That my heart like ached for them. And I remember I went to see them in concert.
So now you feel what the Elvis fangirls felt like.
But I didn't want to like touch. I was never like that. But I mean, I did feel like I was like, I loved them. I do remember having those strong feelings. So I figure if you mix that in with some mental disorders, that's where
you start believing.
Like, they could be yours. They could be your boyfriend if you only met them.
Yes. It's fate. We just have to cross paths.
Yeah, they just have to lock eyes with me, and then they'll see we're meant to be together. I don't know. It's crazy stuff. But let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you, scary. I had a serious stalker situation happen to me. Do you remember? A few years back, about 6 years ago. Yeah. So I had it started, and it was like textbook. It fell right within this. So it started with, I started getting weird text messages that's saying how beautiful I look today. Oh, you look very beautiful. At first it was very general. Then it was more of like specific. And I was like, this person knows what I'm wearing. Like, this is scary.
Yeah.
Right. And the number would come from different numbers. And I did like reverse lookup, no luck. Then we had this is when I used to own a clothing boutique years ago. So 6-7 years ago. And we had an event at this clothing boutique, like a girls' night out type thing, where we had lots of shoppers in the store, and we were having drinks and food. And there was a lot of people in and out of the store that day. The next day, the message I got said something to the effect of they were there the night before. That they were at the event. And, oh, I loved your event, blah, blah, blah. Kind of creepy, right? It was starting to get really scary.
Yeah.
So then we got a delivery of like cookies, like, I don't know, cookies of some sort. And then they said, and we got a delivery of cookies. I didn't connect it. Someone said like they brought us something like, oh, these were left here. A customer left us cookies. Then the stalker texted me, did you like the cookies?
Damn.
And I was like, okay, we got a problem. He sent pictures like of his dog. This is my dog or whatever. Weird, right? Just kind of weird, kind of childlike-ish in the texting, but it's very strange. So then that kind of went on for a while. I think reported it. I think you had told me like, hey, you need to report that because it was. So I think we reported it at that time, and they just took a report. Pleasanton PD at the time, Pleasanton, California. They don't really do anything about it. Like I didn't break any, guy, girl, whoever it was, didn't break any rules.
Didn't really break any laws. They didn't threaten you or say anything.
But then we noticed that our store had been broken into, and there was a mannequin missing. So our mannequin from the front of the store that was in the window, someone broke in, stole the mannequin, and there was no sign of a break-in though. It was kind of weird. So that was like, again, we didn't connect it to the stalker at that time, but then we reported that. So that was another police report that we had a break-in. We didn't have, nothing else was taken, just the mannequin. The next morning, the mannequin was returned in different clothing. Had been dressed into different clothing. Like, I think it was like a t-shirt, looked like it could have been the Stalkers t-shirt. And there was a note like on the mannequin with a quote from the movie Mannequin. If you guys remember that 80s movie.
I remember that movie.
This was actually on the news. If I can find the clip,
I think it was.
I will put it on YouTube.
I think it was on the news.
The news came out and interviewed my business partner at the time. And it was on the news because it was a really strange thing, right? The mannequin. And then I don't remember exactly what transpired after that, but we linked it together that they were all connected. The cookies, the text messages to me, the mannequin, and then the police said they thought they knew who it was. I think that they figured out who it was. They said, but they played it off. They kind of like shrugged it off. They said, don't worry, we think we know who it is. He's mentally disabled. He lives with his mom. He's in the neighborhood because we've had other complaints. So we think we know who it is. And I'm like,
how the hell do you, first off, get your number?
And he used an app to disguise his number.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I'm supposed to feel better because you know who it is? He's mentally disabled.
Yes.
He's stalking me. He knows what I wear. He knows my dog's names. He knows weird things. He got into our store undetected twice.
Yeah. How did you not set off the alarm?
Concerned.
You guys had alarms, didn't you? Or no?
We got it all after that. So after that, we got cameras and alarms and did all of that. But it was very concerning.
Yeah.
And they were not concerned. They brushed it off like it was nothing. And I actually ended up...
It's all fun and games till someone ends up dead.
Right.
It's all fun and games.
And here's the thing. So he was taught... The police, I guess, went and talked to him. I don't think he admitted anything, but they kind of threatened him like, hey, you're going to get arrested if you do anything or whatever. And so we thought it was kind of over. Fast forward maybe like 6 months later, I was no longer a part of this business anymore. And he texted me again out of that from a disguised number. And it said that, where have I been? And he was very unhappy with the person who was still owning the business. He said she drives crazy through the town. Like, he was like, can you please come back? You need to come back. Remember I showed you and you're like, you need to tell the police. I didn't. I just let it go. And he stopped texting after that. But that was like 6 months later.
I think I wanted you to set up a coffee date.
Yeah.
Remember?
So that he could show up.
Yeah.
That's all bad.
For him, not me.
Anyways, that was my official experience with a stalker. And I felt like he was in love. I felt like he thought we had a relationship. I felt like he, and it didn't make me feel any better that he was mentally disabled because,
The only good thing
they usually are.
Yeah. The only good thing, flip thing, is you don't live in town.
Yes. So that's what made me feel a little safer because I thought, okay, he doesn't have he has the capacity to stalk me in town and know approximately what time I get there. So he's watching from afar and all of that. But he probably didn't have a vehicle where he could follow me. Mm-hmm. But he knew everything. He knew where the car I drive. It was creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy.
So it makes me think of like these celebrity stalkers. I feel bad for celebrities. It's kind of like their hands are tied. It's up to them to protect themselves. The police kind of like, they're there to like take a report only once they actually break the law. But sometimes it's too late. The police did me no good.
They should allow celebrities to carry concealed weapons, firearms. make an exception for them because their lives are a danger. Because not all of them make Kim Kardashian money. She can afford to have bodyguards. She has that kind of money.
Right.
She's billing.
That's the problem.
But not all celebrities are balling like you guys think they are.
Yes.
You think because they made a few movies? No, because they fall into the whole habit of overspending.
Yeah.
They live beyond their means.
So you get into a scenario where you are a celebrity, a public person. So you have stalkers, but you're not on the level where you could afford security.
Yes. All the time. It's expensive. Security, round the clock, 24/7, driving you around, picking you up.
6 figures.
Easy.
Per person.
Per person.
Per person.
Yeah. Kim has that kind of money. And you know, it's write-offs for her business, I'm sure. All that expenses, you know.
I know, but not everybody has that.
No.
Not everybody has that.
Nope.
All right. So anyways, that's my hot coffee topic. Stalkers, scary stalkers. Hopefully I don't get a new one or another one.
Just got a stalker, my sister. Baby
She
daddy.
did?
He turned into a lightweight stalker, kind of crazy at one point, yeah. That was creepy.
I had a couple
That's a threat in the dude.
I had a couple of them, some kind of weird behavior guys in school, in high school.
Yeah.
That would like somehow I would get a flower inside my locked locker.
That is creepy.
Yeah, there was this one guy who was kind of like weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you hear about people back in those days, like sometimes they'll kill the person that they are infatuated with.
Yeah.
And then they'll kill themselves thinking like, well, we're going to be together forever now. No one can have her.
Sure.
She's all mine, like deranged up here. You know?
That's what I'm saying. When he told me, then the officer said, "Oh, he's harmless. He's mentally disabled. This is his mom." I'm like, "What makes you think he's harmless?"
A lot of those are
he's an adult.
The ones that live with their mom
mental
are
disorders.
dangerous.
He could kill me, his mom, and himself.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
They didn't really take it seriously.
No, they like brushing under the rug.
They thought it was kind of funny, but it was a slow news day, and the news decided to do a story. The news didn't touch on the stalker part of it. They just talked about the mannequin.
Yeah.
And that was that. Oh, did I leave out the part where on the mannequin he actually left money?
$100?
$200.
$200.
To pay for the outfit that he took off the mannequin. Yeah, really, really, really strange, guys. Really strange.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. I want to talk a little bit about like dieting MLMs and scams. You know, it's my favorite thing is to like talk about scams. But you know what triggered me?
Yes.
A Sonobello commercial.
I know.
I was so irritated. The Sonobello is like a laser lipo. It's a cheap, supposedly cheaper, less invasive liposuction. Okay, fine. Sure, will it give you some fat loss or whatever? Sure. But the pictures, if you've watched their commercial, the pictures that they show, it should be against the law.
Mm-hmm.
The pictures that they show, the before and afters, are complete fabrications.
Yes. That should be illegal.
Yeah. They show someone who looks like they got 100 pounds of fat sucked out with Sonobello.
Mm-hmm. They do a nice job of editing that person.
Well, but they also write, if you pause it and you put your glasses on and you get a magnifying glass, at the bottom it says like dramatization, or it also says results not typical. Then it also says the results seen here were in combination with diet and exercise. So they're not saying like, oh, okay, this is someone who went on a weight loss journey, lost a bunch of weight. The last couple of pounds, they did a little Sonobello action, and then this is their result.
We need to do some research on this now that we're talking. Where did the fine print thing come from? Because it's almost like a hidden fuckery. Excuse my French, but it's always like some hidden language that they shrink it down so low so you overlook it.
Yeah,
you know
and
what I'm saying? Everywhere.
It's kind of like
TV.
I call it CYA. It's cover your ass. The fine print is always going to be a bunch of things to cover your ass.
Who created that to make it smaller than usual to read, though? Like tiny.
Know.
Who was smart to do that? Like it's barely okay. It's illegal, barely legal. You could barely see it on there.
Yeah,
but they put it just
call it barely legal.
Yeah.
But for example, actually, on that same topic, is how like when all the people came out of the woodworks just upset with my opinion on Ozempic, whatever, right? I'm entitled to my opinion. Oh, but it's so many side effects. I was like,
yes,
yeah. Have you watched commercials before on any medication?
Any and all.
Any medication. There's like 45 seconds of fine print that scrolls. pills at the end of the commercial.
Mm-hmm.
That's no different. Ozempic is no different to like any other medication. And then they say like, this is going to give you heartburn, nausea, diarrhea, upset stomach, headaches, migraines, impaired vision.
And they try to like rattle off so fast.
Yeah, but it's everything.
Every medication out there has all these freaking side effects,
people will use that to like argue their point, but it's like doesn't really argue any points because every medication has side effects. It has like the common side effects and then less common side effects.
What did we just say? It's not a one size fits all. You might not react to it, but I might react differently. It's same exact. But our bodies might react differently.
Right. But on the topic of Sono Bello.
Yeah.
They do it to mislead.
Yes.
They do it to mislead. It's misleading.
I've seen those commercials.
What I want you to do, if you really want to know about something before you do it, search for the name of what you're trying to do and then write scam after it. So you can at least read about all the negative experiences. Mm-hmm. Not to say that they're always going to be true. Take it with a grain of salt, but you don't always want to. If you're like, for example, if you're interested in doing something like a Sono Bello, which is like that laser lipo type thing, you should not just get all of your information from Sono Bello, because aren't they going to give you what you want to hear? They're trying to make a sale.
It's kind of like when you're arguing with somebody and they're just stuck their way. They don't hear it too. They don't want to flip it both ways.
Yeah, you don't really want to hear, the other side of things.
No.
Then you're not going to really do the research. If you really want to see the other side of things, you have to be open to it might, convince you otherwise.
Yes.
You have to be open to that.
You might have saw the TV commercial. Yay, I could look like that in a couple procedures. They get all excited. You overlook the fine print and you better do your research on it. Don't get too happy too soon.
I did do a little digging. Okay, is it effective? Because after that commercial, I was so irritated.
I told you, I was like,
because one of the girls that advertises for it, I know for a fact she's still big.
Yes.
And obviously that commercial was done a while ago. She's like an actress or not an actress. No, sorry. She's a reality TV star, 90 Day Fiance. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't look like that after picture. So like, what's the deal?
You showed me her. I was like, oh no.
But so Sono Bello is like a less invasive laser lipo. It is ideal for candidates who basically, they've already lost their weight. You've already gone on your journey and it's kind of like fine tuning a little bit of extra weight loss in areas that are still maybe a little problematic. You have to have like a normal or maybe just slightly above normal BMI. You're not going in there like the people that they post on their commercial that are obese and becoming not obese by going through this procedure. And people it's one of those things, they upsell you. Mm-hmm. I also read that it's extremely painful. It's very painful procedure, and they do not do like traditional anesthesia, so you feel it. So that's important to know. And the results are minor. It's for fine tuning.
Yeah.
Like maybe like right now, like if I went in like, oh, I still have a little fat like right here, maybe that would be something that I could do, but I wouldn't, because guess what? Then take it a step further. You are swollen for like 6 months after those types of procedures.
Yeah.
So you're going to feel bigger for a while, actually. Yeah. The results, most people are unhappy with the results because they were expecting something more miraculous. And here's the thing that I always think about with things like procedures like that. A procedure like that might take you out of the gym for a while. It's going to make you swollen. It's going to take you out of the gym. Mm-hmm. So while you are waiting to see the results from this fat that was taken out, you might be accumulating fat.
More fat along the way.
So you're going to have negate your results.
Yes. Jeez. What the hell's wrong with us, man?
Yeah.
What is wrong with people? They're always looking for this gimmicky, get fixed scheme. Dude, we got here. We've been here thousands of years. Humans survived. What are we doing? We've always been you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're regressing. We're looking for easy way outs and make things more comfortable. It's stupid.
I know.
It really is stupid. Just eat less and move more and work out. What is wrong with people? I don't get it. Like, what the hell are you guys waiting for?
They want to do everything other
else
than what we know works.
Yes. Cut your stomach in half. Get lipo. That's painful stuff. Why? You can lose it just by eating less and moving more. That's it. Fine-tuning some things.
Yeah, and then, you got to work on the mental stuff.
The mental stuff.
You cannot...
But the surgeries aren't going to fix the mentals.
No,
That's what's wrong with these people.
None of those things...
That's what's wrong with these women and men that are doing it too.
Yeah, of course.
You got to fix this.
None of those things address the mental stuff.
No,
That's
none.
what... Like, we talked about that before when I was talking about how hopefully Ozempic, they're also, like, helping people with that mental aspect. As I know a lot of weight loss doctors do have their clients go into that for like before weight loss surgery and stuff, but you got to deal with the mental stuff. None of that stuff is going to fix that. But I was just, I would say from my own personal opinion on Sonobello, not worth it. You're swollen. It's painful. The results are minimal. Pay attention to the commercial, hit pause, read the fine print on the commercial, and do some research, read some real self reviews. Don't just go to the actual Sonobello for information on their service. Go outside of the company and get real unbiased
people who've done it.
Another one, I did a review video, and I've talked about it before, but on the Modere collagen, I did a review video on it, but someone just recently left a comment, like in the past couple of days, that was upset with my review because I said that for the weight loss stuff, the trim that they promote, like, and all this before and afters that are of amazing results, it's smoke and mirrors. It's not the CLA, the product that they're promoting. It's smoke and mirrors. People are losing weight because they are dieting and exercising along with taking these worthless supplements.
Yeah.
And someone said, "Oh, that's because in your review you talked about the trim, which is the $75 bottle of CLA, basically. You just talked about the trim, but it only works if you also take it with the burn. You love the like fancy words, trim and burn. They're tricking your mentals.
Yep.
I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So I have to spend more money, and then it'll work. I have to take 2 supplements. No. The burn is basically it's a thermogenic. Okay, great.
Yes.
The CLA is CLA. Okay, there's
CLA.
Very little scientific evidence that shows that CLA actually prevents fat from being stored on our bodies. The company itself knows this. They have all the fine print that protects them. Let's call it CYA. But the representatives, the people whatever you want to call these people who are the direct salespeople who are selling the product, they are the ones that are making these crazy promises.
Yep.
I've heard, it literally melts your fat. It prevents fat storage. So you guys, what is trim? Trim literally prevents your body from being able to store fat. False.
No.
It's not true.
Myth busting right now, you guys.
There was a study done on mice that showed some benefits of preventing fat storage by taking very large amounts of CLA in mice, but it was never replicated in humans.
Exactly.
A lot of times one study will be, it'll give someone yes, I could take this and run with it, and they'll glom onto that study till the end of time if it'll make them some money. It's not been replicated in humans. If you do happen to believe that study and you just want to, just in case it might work, okay, go buy a CLA. It's super cheap.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy it because this company is a multi-level marketing company. Remember this. Those companies are designed so that the people at the top make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So the products, in order for them not to be seen as a pyramid scheme, you have to sell a product. That's the difference between a pyramid scheme and a multi-level marketing company. But oftentimes the products that they sell are, not oftentimes, like all the time in an MLM company, highly overpriced. Because if you think, how many people in that supply chain have to actually make money off that one product?
Yep. Everybody got to put their cents on it.
Right? Whereas in something else that you traditionally buy, like through, say, influencer marketing, you were influenced to buy a protein bar. Well, yes, like I get a little bit of commission from Built Bar on the protein bar, but then Built Bar is making the commission and then that's it. It's not like the person above me and the person above them. And then, you know, at that time, the Built Bar is going to be a $75 box of Built Bars for everybody to make.
Yeah.
But in order for people to be willing to pay so much money, they have to make these outlandish claims.
Yes.
And they let the independent contractor do that because then they're liable, not the company.
Smart.
They let them kind of run with this false narrative and posting crazy results. And oftentimes, I do not believe that the people in these companies are liars. Always. I'm not saying a blanket statement that people are lying to you to sell you something. I believe they're brainwashed. I believe that
it works.
They believe that it works. They believe it, and so they just share their belief. But really, it's kind of like the smoke and mirrors type of thing.
It's like placebo. Sometimes you'll take something and like, I feel good. Yeah, you feeling it was placebo. They purposely do that to mess with your head.
So placebo means like if you know you're taking something that's supposed to do something specific. Mm-hmm. So if I know I am taking like the Delta gummies, right? I'm taking this because I know it's supposed to help me sleep. So then I take it and then I sleep really good that day. And I wake up and I think, oh my God, it worked. Right?
Yeah.
But what if that gummy there was nothing in it, but I still slept really good? Mm-hmm. Because the power of the mind, the placebo, there's been so many studies on that it could literally help you. So like how does somebody lose weight that's taking a product that's not actually helping them lose weight? Because the act of taking spending money on the product is also making them do the other things that they need to do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know what? You know,
Extra
I could say
motivation.
like, why is it that my body seems to transform when I finally start taking all my supplements? But think about it. What are the behaviors that are also you're doing when you decide to take all your supplements? When you're like, you know what? I'm going to get good about taking my supplements. You're on the wavelength of doing all the things. You're waking up early. You're getting your cardio done. You're taking your supplements.
Yes.
So when you lose the weight, what do? You're like, oh my gosh, I lost all this weight because I started taking my pills. It's those pills. No, it's all the other things that you did.
The pills didn't do it. It was everything else you did. You put in the work.
You
watch your nutrition. You slept well. You hydrated. All that. It's a kinetic chain within your body that all has to go work together.
Yes, it all works together. So when people comment on my video of that particular supplement and they say, but it did work for me. Listen, I'm not saying it didn't work for you, but what I'm saying is stop taking the supplement and continue to do everything else. And you're still going to get the results.
Yes, that's it.
You know? Put sugar pills in that bottle. Empty it out and put little like Tic Tacs in there. Pretend you're still taking the pill. But because it's not going to change anything. That's what I'm telling you. I'm just trying to save you some money. You know, granted, I'm not saying there's no benefits. I'm sure maybe they have a good like a digestive supplement that helps with digestion. Maybe they have a fat burner. Maybe the burn is like something that's high caffeine, so it helps with appetite. Mm-hmm. So that's going to help them be in a deficit. But the CLA that you're taking is not melting fat, which they claim. It's kind of just like one of those, again, overpriced supplements in a multi-level marketing structure. Anytime something is in that structure, the product itself is overpriced.
Yeah.
Because too many people are making money off that one sale of product.
Hey, have you seen that one commercial? That's another one. I might have brought it up in the past. Nugenics.
Oh, that's another one. Isn't it that where they increase testosterone or something?
Increase testosterone by 400%.
Yeah.
Patented ingredient, testofen. What the hell is a testofen?
Yeah, it's
either testosterone or no testosterone. What are we talking about?
Yeah, it's not because it's not.
And then the guy shows he's an ex-football player. It's like, dude, you don't even look impressive though. You're the spokesperson for this company. I'm just saying, he's not. At least being a guy that's muscular and impressive, you're trying to sell this stuff, this snake oil, because that's what I believe it is, and that's my opinion.
No, well, here's the thing. Because if something is not a scam and it actually works, if CLA actually was this magic substance, everybody would be taking it.
And
instead of commenting on someone's Instagram that lost a bunch of weight, Ozempic, that everyone does now, they'd be saying CLA.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what? Ozempic actually works.
It works.
That's why you're seeing the celebrities do it. If
legit.
There's a product that works, look at the celebrities. They're going to be the first ones that are on it and that are taking it. Now, yeah. I do also see that we're going to see the great regain with Ozempic, because unless these people are going to take this stuff forever, we're going to see that whole thing kind of blow up too.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is, if all these other things, if trim really worked, if this other, product really worked, if Nugenics really worked.
There was another product back in the day.
Everybody would be taking
Remember there was
it.
another one with some Slim Trim or Trim something, but
There's
it's always
tons
catchy,
of products.
finicky words that get you like, pour you on, like, and make, like, oh, it's legit.
Yeah, and so, okay, now let's move on to that's products, but there's also a lot of programs I see sprouting up. It used to be more of like exercise programs. There was a lot of multi-level marketing exercise programs like Beachbody and Shakeology and all of this stuff. Same crap, you guys. I'm sorry. It's overpriced stuff, overpriced programs, and not qualified people who are become coaches. Once they become part of the program, the companies itself are making money off of the coaches.
Yeah.
Not the bottom, you know what I mean? They're making money off the coaches. And the coaches are doing all the dirty work, getting more people and then trying to get more people under them. It is it's crazy. It's popping up everywhere.
Really?
All these like programs where you suddenly you are recruiting more people for the company and you're having to pay. And so they're making money off you. So for example, there's the weight loss programs where if you join their program, you become part of it. Once you lose weight, you can apply. They make it seem like it's hard to do. That's part of the mental stuff.
Yeah.
They make it seem like once you participate in the program, you can apply to be one of our coaches. And if you are accepted, you can pay $5,000 for our accredited, you'll get a certification that's not accredited.
It's not accredited?
No. You get a certification and you'll be one of our coaches. Then you can coach other people. So this person who had their own transformation.
So let me stop you there. So they're technically not certified, legit, accredited.
The company gives them their certification.
They're in-house.
But also, they make it seem like you have to apply, as if they don't accept everybody. They'll accept everybody who's willing to take out their credit card. And then it just becomes like a layers and a domino effect. You know what I mean? Those, I just say steer clear of stuff like that, you guys. Those types of programs for weight loss they're just money making machines.
Yes.
And somebody lose eventually at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
They lose. And if you don't believe me, those types of companies, they have to provide somewhere. A lot of times it's hidden. Their income statements, they're required by law to provide their income statements. And you will see those types of companies, they make the bulk of their income off their reps, off their coaches, not off the consumer.
Wow.
That's how the model works. And so it's just very shady. And I just see a lot of it.
Yeah.
See a lot of shade in that department.
There's a lot out there, man. It's too bad because people fall for that stuff and don't know. It's not their fault. They just don't know. They get excited. They see something. They get motivated. They're like, well, this will probably be it and solve my problems. You know, like that commercial that preys on men 40 and up. Yes, our testosterone drops. Hello.
Yeah.
You're stating the obvious. Yes. How do you combat that? You got to keep eating good, and you got to train hard. You got to keep pushing your body.
I want you to really be
stay
careful.
active.
Think about anything that makes claims that you can tell they're playing on your psychology. Steer clear of that. Anything that claims rapid, fast, quick, like they use those words, you know, the quick weight loss program, quick trim.
Yes, quick trim. Yeah, there you go. That
was what it was.
Quick trim. See,
those
catchy
types
phrases.
Of things
quick trim
that are like they're preying on you to think like, oh, this is the way. Like this is how I'm gonna, you know, lose all this weight. Like I did look into another program. Someone had asked me to look into it. I don't remember what.
They're gonna
I don't want to say the name because I don't remember exactly, but it literally was when you get to pick how quickly you want to lose your weight. Do you want to go? Do you want to go turtle pace? Do you want to go, you know, cougar pace or something like that, or do you want to go cheetah? Like obviously, come on, you're totally messing with. Obviously, they want to go. Everyone's going to pick the fastest way.
Oh my goodness! I can't believe that.
Yeah.
That's where we're at with this.
Like they just prey on people's ability or need to want to, they're willing to pay. I know you're out there listening, thinking, how many times have you paid for products and programs and this and that, thinking this was going to be it, but you picked, I want you to ask yourself.
Be honest.
Why did you pick the things that you picked to finally pull your credit card out? Why?
Yes. What
made you pick that? Are they making outlandish claims that sound amazing? Are they showing you tons of before and afters?
Mm-hmm. During?
Read the fine print. If you have to buy a starter kit for a weight loss program, run for the hills.
That's it. There's no such thing.
You don't need a starter kit.
I've been in the game a long time in the health, fitness, so is she. Long time. Starter kit.
I don't know. They just love to get, because people feel like if you're getting something tangible when you pay, it's easier for them to spend more.
Yes.
So you could be like, okay, my program is $249 a month, but you get the starter. It includes the starter kit, which is like worthless junk. Mm-hmm. But the person's psychology, they're more likely to pay $249 for something that they're going to get a box shipped to them. They're going to be able to open that box.
Yeah, you're going to pay me $249 to personally train you, and I'm going to give you nothing in return, but I'm going to give you great workouts. I'm going to teach you about your body and your vessel. That's what you're learning about yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, just be more cautious, I think, of what you are buying into. Mm-hmm. Because I just see it more and more. And I know people get... It's sad, hard.
Huh? It's sad, huh?
It's hard for me because I see it and I'm thinking like, oh no, people probably look at this commercial and they're like running to their purse to get the
Sonobello, right?
Buy the things.
How many women desperately right now just struggling? They see that and they're fighting like, well, maybe this is in, bust out, like you said, bust out their credit card. And men buy that new Genesis thinking like all of a sudden they're gonna get this surge of testosterone.
Yeah, so
that
what
stuff
I would
worked.
recommend
I take it.
Is go to Reddit. Reddit's a good place where you can read threads like people's true experience with different companies. Like I said, not everyone's negative experience is factual. You got to take everything with a grain of salt. Mm-hmm. But it is important. Do your due diligence.
Yes. Don't rush into things.
Don't rush into things because of the amazing claims that are being made. Because like I said, when and if I come across things that I feel might work or might be helpful, I will say it is, whether it's gonna help my business or not, right? Like that's why I gave my honest opinion on Ozempic. I think it's a weight loss drug that actually works.
Yes.
You know, it actually works by putting you into a calorie deficit. There still is not yet anything on the market, nothing that you can eat in a surplus and lose weight.
Nothing, you
Nothing.
Guys.
Nothing. That will be the game changer of all game changers. Yes. If you could literally if Ozempic was that, which it is not, if I could get an injection and then I could eat whatever I want, anytime I want, all the time, but because I got that injection, I would not gain any weight. Like that is truly the magic pill.
That'll be $1 trillion.
That's the magic.
That'll be a trillionaire. That
yeah,
person,
that
whoever comes up with that, it's going to be a trillionaire. Everybody's going to be on that.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of these companies that are out there with these supplements and stuff, that's what they claim. Oh, take trim. It's going to melt your fat away.
You don't melt fat away.
No, it's not.
The body wasn't designed to lose fat that fast. Everything gets put on slowly, too. You don't just become obese overnight. It takes time. Layers.
Yeah, it does. Just like...
It takes time to take it off, too. It takes the layers. It just doesn't happen overnight. Nothing happens. You can't rush this process.
So just beware of the scams, guys. Do your research before you spend your money. Beware. Be extra leery if you can then join your program and become a coach after you become part of it, because that to me is where... That's like if I were like my clients could become coaches.
Every single one of them you offered it to. Like,
yeah,
hey,
like,
by the way, when
you
you're
had a
done,
transformation. When you're done, if you pay me this, you'll be Jay's Body Boot Camp certified.
And how certify you and everything.
And then go get your own clients. To me, that's crazy.
Yeah, because you're really not legit. Like, you can't just be a coach. You got to have some education behind you, too. You can't just, I'm a coach because it worked for me. I did it on me. That doesn't mean you're going to do it for everybody else.
But they just did it on them because they followed what they were told to do.
Yes. It's different.
You know
you're trying to help others. The psychology of it is the hardest effing part.
And the other thing about those kind of programs that irritate me, I'm going to leave you guys with this because I know I'm on a tangent. Toxic positivity.
Oh,
they're just like, oh, you're just like if they would come at me, they would come for me like, oh, you're just closed-minded to like goodness in the world and, you know, blah, blah, blah. They just talk all this like toxic positivity.
Yes. They're just spewing nothing.
Yeah, like you know, you go girl.
No.
Boss babe. They say all these like, I don't know, what are those phrases, catchphrases? Oh, I'm a boss babe. You know, and then they create this illusion that they're more successful than they are. There's a lot of stuff with that. A lot of stuff. Just be cautious is all I'm saying.
Women starting to get bigger egos these days, huh?
Women starting to get bigger egos?
Like boss babe, like them feeling
No,
themselves
it's just
like
part
boss
of the
boss.
culture of MLMs.
Yeah.
It's just part of this culture that and I'm not saying I'm anti all MLM. Some of them have a decent product. Mm-hmm. I just don't like that culture though at all. I don't like the culture side of things of like, and I don't like the fact that I know from a numbers perspective that the products in multi-level marketing companies have to be overpriced. They have to be because so many people make money off of them.
Yeah.
So that includes services as well. So even product where you're not getting a service, and that's why where you're not getting a product, that's why like service-based MLMs have to be really careful because there's a lot of laws when it comes to that type of stuff where you have to sell a product in those multi-levels. So they have to be, there's like loopholes around it. So just be cautious. Yeah. All right, you guys, thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one.
See you.